Well, most popular television show host of the year. That's not me. That's Yaa Brefo. And that's the award she won at the Ghana Television Awards. It took place over the weekend.
Yeah,
okay.
On Friday.
And
I love the way you mentioned my name.
Yaa Brefo.
Mention again.
Yaa Brefo.
Wow.
And you seem to add a lot of names
good.
when you're doing your show.
Yeah.
Bedroom, on Adum TV.
People actually gave it to me. Some are chiefs, others are politicians.
Okay.
And all that.
So mention some of your names.
My name is Yaa Brefo, Lakang, Adole, Ampa, Aisha Melsi, Akuba, Adiza, Nameke, Yanotewa, Yatrimude. Do it.
Okay.
Do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And many people don't know we're on campus together. Yeah, so the school together, we're on campus together. So it's nice. And with all the experience you've had, what do you think has impacted you? You used to work at Peace FM, right?
Yeah, I worked there for 8.5 years.
What do you think has impacted you throughout the excess decade?
People. Human. I mean, when you move around, if you're in Accra, Kumasi or Takrady, you probably will not know what's going on in town. You think, oh, shortage of water, oh, electricity, that's our problems here. When you enter the rural communities, go into their lives, you realize that, I mean, the situation is worse than we are seeing it. So when you get there and you see how people are suffering and they are not even seeing it as a problem, I mean, something would definitely move you to help out or to talk about it. So, I mean, seeing them really, really gingers me each morning just to give them, I mean, or let them know that indeed the situation you are in is not proper and that some of us here in Accra kind of would say we are selfish.
And the show that you host, Bedroom, in the morning,
yeah,
with
5 a.m. to 10 with Omahine. I started with Kaba.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, with Omahine.
We had to relegate Kaba to go for the afternoon shifts. He's deputizing this morning though on Adu FM.
Yeah, captain.
Yes, but the show in itself, you're not as calm as you are when you're on the show.
It's a character I put up when I'm seated. And I remember I have a friend in Tamale. He used to call me and tell me, people are like, when I'm on set, his friends will say, oh, come and see what I'm for crossing and stuff like that. And I get excited. I tell him, shouldn't worry. I mean, I love to be part of people who are seen to be in that situation and stuff like that. I'm not that calm though. But I'm not that well, like I portray on set, no. And I mean, English has a different way of, you know, you need some swag to speak English, and you need to be calm when you speak English and stuff like that. So maybe if I sit here and decide to do your show, I won't be that wild like I do down there.
Over time, you get to look at what the analysis are in terms of where the eyeballs are, in terms of where the audience have their eyes, based on what research that is published. You get to find that a lot more people, even the very educated, are getting more tuned to local programming on stations. Why is that?
Well, I think gradually we are trying to accept our own. We are trying to accept the fact that, and then a lot more people are semi-literate and illiterate. So people really, if you want to get down with your issues to a lot of Ghanaians, you probably would have to choose a local station. And Twi is coming across as a language that a lot of people understand. So I think that's where our media is getting into. Although we have some people portray us as being unprofessional, people portray us as like we are.
But you have had professional training, so how does that impact the way
you blend,
the way you do your work, especially in a local language, the formative local language in Ghana, and then compare it to what happens elsewhere with those perhaps who may not have decent training as far as media is concerned?
What I don't do is adding insults. I'm harsh, but I don't add insults. Yeah, and then I make sure that I get the other side of it. If I don't have it, I portray it as such that I don't have it. I have heard, and that's what I use. I don't say it is so, no. And so that's the difference when you have that training from well, I went to Ghana Institute of Journalism, and so, I mean, you speak in that manner. You try to make sure that you do what you are taught, but not all of us kind of, I would say generally, that's what a lot of people who speak trade does. No, a few really go that way, as in not really getting both angles to the story before they decide to bring it out and all that. But with the training we have, though, it's tree, and then the style that people like when it comes to tree is sensationalism. You have to, I mean, add some kind of fun added to the work you do. So
your maiden
that's the only
language
side.
is Tree. Your local language is Tree.
I was born in Takoradi. I speak Fanti better.
Right, and then you have a formal training, media studies. You know about ethics, etc. Which one appeals to a lot more people? The way you have to conduct interviews and speak in the local language as if you're a linguist in a palace, and add a lot of anecdotes, exaggeration.
That appeals to people more. When news is that hard, listening to it is quite difficult, or you don't really grasp it.
So you need to embellish it.
You need to put something, add something to it. You need to let somebody listen to you like you dramatize it. You understand? So that the person would get you the way it's supposed to.
Is that standard?
Go. No, but that's what, now at the moment, that's what we're doing. Because if you don't do that, the person would probably will not get you.
And
People say that, okay, if you want to send a message, like Ebola message, let it be in a theater form. You understand? Like a drama form, because you want people to really listen to what you're doing. Ebola is blah, 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 blah. They are listening. It goes here, it comes
like the way we
there.
say it, Ebola is blah, 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 blah.
It's too dry, and really,
it's dry,
it's
right?
dry. And
like the way you're speaking is very dry.
Very dry. You understand? It's so dry. So if I would say the same thing like Ebola is blah, 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 I have to dramatize it a bit. Like somebody raped a lady, and it's in the paper today, in Chronicle, yeah? A 54-year-old woman. And if you say, oh, a 54-year-old man was raped at the farm and all that, really, what am I saying? They are listening, but they probably will not get the real thing. So you want to dramatize it a bit. But it shouldn't be overboard. It shouldn't go out of the ethics or standards.
So you don't over-dramatize.
No, you don't over-dramatize it and all that.
Why do you have to exaggerate, embellish, add a lot of anecdotes, proverbs, etc., dramatize it? Is it for effect, for people to listen more?
For people to get the story. Exaggerate a bit. I mean, a bit, not exaggeration as in, yeah, sometimes you do it a bit. Like somebody has, like there's national service issue. For people to understand you and for people to get the real issue, to put them in that mood of this is wrong, you have to kind of exaggerate a bit, get them into things that probably didn't even happen, but let them follow the story the way it's supposed to be, you know. So yeah, we put some proverbs here and there. Honestly, me, I'm not too good with proverbs, so you don't really hear me saying a lot of them, because I'm actually zero with proverbs. Okay. It's just that
while you seem to enjoy what you do, what really are the challenges that come with it? I mean, don't tell me about equipment and all that. I mean, that's institutional. We're talking about job related. What are the challenges?
I've been harassed before. I've gone through, I've not been beaten yet, no, but near to beating.
Well, because you're beautiful, yes.
No, I won't take that.
Well,
because
I'm
of
not
what
saying
you
that's
say,
normal for a beautiful person to be harassed.
Exactly that. But because of what we say,
okay.
You step on toes each morning. Strangely, the way we go about it, the way I go about it, I don't do it that hard. So though I've stepped on your toe, you probably will take it lightly. But some don't, some, especially supporters of political parties, when you express what is in the paper and then you share opinion on it, they don't take it lightly. So when you meet them outside, some of them, some even call you or send you messages, threatening messages here
really?
And there. Yeah. And then when you go out for political campaigns, rallies or whatever, I mean, you get people harassing here and there, but it's part of the job. Honestly, I'm not afraid of such things. It doesn't put me off at all. It's been a long journey, and if really I wanted to stop, I've just stopped from day one.
You love the job?
I do. I can't do any other job.
How is this motivating you? Is it your first award or you?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It is.
How's that motivating you?
What should I say? It's exciting, though I knew one day, because we started from peace, as you rightly said, and then the kind of job we're doing, I actually metamorphosed from production and news editing to an on-air person from here. I mean, with the help of Vaughn and Enrique Anoche and stuff like that. And then the kind of job we do. I mean, I always say that you need somebody to always tell you that, yeah, we're doing the right thing or wrong. You understand? So with this coming in, it tells me that what I'm doing, people who really voted for me appreciate what I do. Some, though, would criticize, but a lot more people love the way I go about my work. So indeed, it really has motivated me. I think I'm going to forge ahead, continue what I'm doing.
What do you want to do? You also want to do law? A lot of journalists.
I'm not interested in law, honestly.
All right. So, where do you want to see the whole thing about local programming and the way we conduct programming in the local language in the news media, etc., in the next 5-10 years? You want it to be more professional, etc.?
Yeah, I think so. I think we should.
You guys are doing.
No, we can't. It won't change. Honestly, it won't change. It's not going to change. It probably would go worse than it is now. But I know that it's going to completely, probably, take over. I now see BBC doing local news, and there's one on Adom now, Hausa News. So it's not something that's going to go away. It's going to grow stronger. And I'm sure one day BBC would have a tree news. Yeah.
Station, like they have for Persia,
like
Hausa.
Yeah.
You know,
they would have
Swahili. That would be good.
They will have, yeah, they will have tree. And probably I'll be the first anchor.
But it will still need to appeal to a larger population, and because tree doesn't transcend the borders of Ghana, so sometimes it poses a certain difficulty. But I wish you well. And Yaa Brefo, with a lot of accolades and a lot of names, I've heard her mention like Rashida too. Did I?
No, I think you want to give me Rashida too.
Okay.
I'll take that.
Okay. And I wish you well, please.
Thank you.
My good friend. All right. So that's been it.
And you're doing well.
Thank you. Thank you. And you know, you seem watching.
Oh, Charlie.
And so she has won the award. That's I'm handling that as if it's mine. Ghana Television Awards 2014, most popular television show host of the year, and this is it. I mean, it's not me for Bedrim.